The morning sky bore no resemblance to the calm and familiar blue that had greeted humanity for millennia. A thick, crimson hue blanketed the horizon, a silent herald of something unimaginable. The air felt charged, almost alive, as if the very fabric of existence was shifting. In every corner of Earth, from the bustling streets of Tokyo to the serene meadows of the English countryside, people gazed upward, their faces painted with a mixture of awe and dread. For months, the signs had been there. Astronomers detected strange anomalies in the sky, unexplainable distortions that defied the laws of physics. Satellites went offline, their transmissions garbled by an unknown interference. Governments around the world scrambled to explain the phenomena, but no explanation came. Only one fact remained certain: something was approaching. The first of the ships arrived on a cold winter night. It descended from the heavens with a grace that belied its enormous size, a sleek, silver monolith that stretched miles across. Cities went dark as power grids failed, their systems overwhelmed by the ship's presence. Military forces prepared for combat, their weapons locked and loaded, but no attack came. Instead, a single message echoed across every communication device, spoken in a voice that was neither human nor machine. "We are the Aloy. Your world is at a crossroads. Surrender, and you may survive. Resist, and you will perish." The message repeated itself in every known language, a chilling monotone that seemed to bypass the ears and resonate directly within the mind. Panic erupted. Some prayed, others rioted, but all felt the weight of impending doom. For the first time in human history, the entire planet shared a single, unifying emotion: fear. World leaders convened in secret meetings, their discussions punctuated by heated arguments and desperate pleas. Could Earth's combined forces stand against such an advanced foe? Could diplomacy succeed where weapons would surely fail? While the politicians debated, the Aloy wasted no time. Additional ships appeared in the sky, each one larger and more imposing than the last. They positioned themselves strategically, hovering ominously over major cities and critical infrastructure. Then came the harvesting. In the dead of night, beams of light descended from the ships, pulling objects and, horrifyingly, people into their cold, metallic interiors. Entire towns vanished without a trace. Survivors spoke of a haunting stillness, an unearthly silence that preceded the abductions. The Aloy made no distinction between the rich or poor, the powerful or powerless. To them, humanity was one collective resource, ripe for exploitation. It was during one such abduction that humanity's first glimmer of hope emerged. In a small laboratory buried deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, a group of scientists led by Dr. Elena Vasquez had been working tirelessly to understand the Aloy technology. They had managed to capture faint signals emanating from the ships, fragments of data that hinted at vulnerabilities in their seemingly invincible armor. But time was running out. For every hour spent decoding the Aloy's secrets, thousands of lives were lost. Dr. Vasquez, a woman of unyielding determination and razor-sharp intellect, became the face of resistance. Her team discovered that the Aloy ships operated on a unique energy frequency, one that could theoretically be disrupted using a targeted electromagnetic pulse. The catch? Delivering such a pulse required proximity, an almost suicidal mission given the Aloy's defensive capabilities. Volunteers stepped forward nonetheless, their faces etched with grim resolve. They were soldiers, engineers, and even civilians, united by a shared purpose: to fight for Earth's survival. The first strike came in the early hours of dawn. A fleet of modified fighter jets, equipped with experimental EMP devices, launched from a hidden airbase. Their target was the largest of the Aloy ships, a behemoth that loomed over New York City like a harbinger of death. As the jets ascended, the Aloy responded. Swarms of smaller, agile drones emerged from the ship, their sleek forms bristling with deadly weaponry. The sky turned into a battlefield, a chaotic dance of fire and light. Despite heavy losses, one jet managed to break through the defenses. Its pilot, Captain David Kwan, was a decorated war hero known for his unshakable courage. As he approached the ship's core, his voice crackled over the radio. For Earth, he said simply before activating the EMP. A blinding flash erupted, followed by a deafening silence. When the light faded, the Aloy ship hung motionless, its once impenetrable hull now fractured and vulnerable. The victory was short-lived. The Aloy retaliated with devastating precision, obliterating the airbase that had launched the attack. Yet the strike had proven one crucial point. The invaders could be hurt. Across the globe, resistance movements sprang to life. Inspired by Captain Kwan's sacrifice, people from all walks of life joined the fight. Engineers built crude but effective EMP devices, hackers infiltrated Aloy communication networks, and scientists raced to develop new technologies. As the battles raged on, humanity began to learn more about their enemy. The Aloy were not a unified race, but a collective of different species bound by a singular purpose: the acquisition of resources. Their homeworld, it was discovered, had been rendered uninhabitable centuries ago due to their own reckless exploitation. Earth was merely the latest in a long line of targets. But there was something else, something the Aloy had not anticipated. Humanity's resilience, born from centuries of conflict and adversity, was unlike anything they had encountered before. Dr. Vasquez's team made a breakthrough that turned the tide of the war. By analyzing the remains of a downed Aloy drone, they uncovered a fatal flaw in the invaders' neural network. The Aloy ships were controlled by a central AI, a vast and complex system that coordinated their every move. If the AI could be neutralized, the entire fleet would collapse. The plan was audacious, almost absurd in its scope, but it was humanity's best chance. A coalition of nations pooled their resources to execute the plan. A single spacecraft, codenamed Savior, was built to carry a team of specialists into the heart of the Aloy fleet. The crew consisted of the best and brightest: Dr. Vasquez, now a reluctant leader; Major Lucas Grant, a battle-hardened soldier; and Ayla Patel, a prodigious hacker whose skills bordered on the supernatural. Together, they represented humanity's last, desperate hope. The mission was fraught with peril. As Savior approached the central AI's location, it was met with relentless resistance. Aloy drones swarmed the ship, their weapons tearing through its hull. Inside, the crew worked feverishly, navigating through a labyrinth of corridors while fending off alien attacks. One by one, they fell, their sacrifices paving the way for the mission's success. In the end, it was Ayla who delivered the killing blow. With seconds to spare, she uploaded a virus into the AI's core, a digital dagger designed to sever its control.
The effect was immediate and catastrophic. The Aloy ships faltered, their lights dimming as the AI's influence waned. On Earth, people watched in disbelief as the once unstoppable Armada began to retreat. Cheers erupted, tears flowed, and for the first time in months, hope returned to a battered world. The aftermath of the invasion was bittersweet. Humanity had won, but the cost was staggering. Entire cities lay in ruins, millions were dead or missing, and the planet's ecosystems were on the brink of collapse. Yet, amid the devastation, there was a newfound unity. Borders became meaningless as nations worked together to rebuild. The lessons of the Aloy, the dangers of unchecked exploitation, and the power of collective action resonated deeply. Dr. Vasquez, now hailed as a hero, dedicated her life to ensuring Earth would never face such a threat again. Under her guidance, humanity advanced in leaps and bounds, developing technologies that rivaled even the Aloys. The scars of the invasion remained, but they served as a reminder of what had been overcome. Years later, as she gazed up at the stars, Dr. Vasquez reflected on the journey that had brought humanity to the brink of extinction and back again. The Aloy had underestimated Earth, mistaking its chaos for weakness. In the end, it was that very chaos, the unpredictable, indomitable spirit of humanity, that proved to be their undoing.